and take a vow of chanting 16 rounds and following the 4 regulative principles. What is there, it's the 4 regulative principles of freedom. It's not suffering. It's actually freedom. It's like what the rest of the world, that they're simply involved with eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. What they think is the purpose of life, eating, sleeping, having sex, and defending, getting a job and making money so that I can have shelter and I don't suffer. That's their purpose in life. The devotee's purpose is totally different. So he's, he wants to control his senses. He wants to see if you're in the male body, he wants to look at every woman that's not his wife as his mother. He doesn't want to be bothered by this attraction for the opposite sex. That's a botheration. I don't want that. I want to see that other person as a spirit soul, and I want to be able to relate them as a spirit soul, not with this terrible attraction that just is awkward and embarrassing and gets you nowhere. It's just causes so many problems in this material world. And get free from all this, intoxication, illicit sex, gambling, meat eating. All these activities, they're detrimental towards one's coming to the eternal platform of being the servant of Krishna eternally. And getting up early in the morning and chanting 16 rounds and reading the Shastra, associating with devotees, and engaging in kirtan. These are the things that we should be aspiring for, and then we'll be making progress. Then we are fighting. What is our fight? Our fight isn't against our relatives because they've usurped our position as leaders of the world. Our fight is against our own senses, our own minds. Mm-hmm. That is our fight. And what is the sloka in the Gita? For one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. Mm-hmm. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind is what?
Worst
enemy. The worst enemy. So therefore, we should know our mind as our worst enemy unless we are spontaneously attracted to Krishna. If we're thinking that we can, if we can get satisfaction from the opposite sex, our mind is our worst enemy. But if our mind is saying, yes, you get up, chant japa, read the Shastra, our mind is our friend. So in spiritual life, there's dips and valleys. There's valleys and peaks. And when you're up, you're enthusiastic about chanting. And when you're down, you're not so enthusiastic. And when you're not so enthusiastic about chanting the holy names, you become enthusiastic about eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And when you're enthusiastic about spiritual life, you're not enthusiastic about these things. So what do we want to be enthusiastic about? It's up to us to decide and focus on that and become serious spiritual life. Mm-hmm. Okay? Any questions or any comments? Anyone want to think about chanting 16 rounds? It's like, I don't understand all this about chanting 2 rounds and 4 rounds and 8 rounds, and it was just, I grew up, it was, you sent 16 rounds. That's what you do. And you just put that, your life is in such a, and we did lots of things, and attended 16 rounds, and went to Mongol Arctic, and went to Bhagavatam class, and